Yeah, sure. If
Hey,
I
Pam,
could,
could I just interrupt for
Sure.
1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
I totally agree, Mr. President. Unbelievable. Are you guys still talking about that creep, Jeffrey Epstein? By the way, the answer is yes. I mean, you just called this guy a creep, and now you're asking us why we're asking about him. That doesn't even make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I am sitting back right now. I'm smoking a stogie. Yeah, I got me some Jack Daniels, and I just felt so compelled to make an update video on this entire Jeffrey Epstein scandal. And I already know what you guys are thinking. Hey man, you might want to slow down talking about all this Epstein stuff, or you're gonna be deported next and sent to fucking Venezuela. But the truth is, Trump's most recent tweet on his Truth Social is way too bizarre to ignore. So the Don says, "What's going on with my boys, and in some cases, gals?" What the fuck is this guy's problem? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with hoaxes like Russia, 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 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and this guy is spiraling, trying to make any connection to the crooked Democrats, and Trump is implicating that they forged the Jeffrey Epstein files. I guess he's saying that they made these files. They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton and Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't those radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King files. Now, to everybody at home, I do have a game theory, but I hope this isn't too much of an intricate thought for anybody out there. Just put your thinking caps on with me for a minute. But could it be that members of the left and the right are both implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein files, and both parties think it's in both of their best natures to not release these documents? And I find it so funny how Donald's attitude towards the Epstein files has changed so radically, because first, remember, he said, yeah, I could do the Epstein in regards to the files.
But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
But now if you ask for them to be released because that's what the president promised he would do, you're a selfish person and everything is just like forged by the radical Democrats. It was Obama. Yeah, Obama and Hillary Clinton. They actually doctored the Epstein files. No, fuck that. They made the Epstein files. They're Epstein. Buddy, by the way you're talking, I think all of you are Epstein. Fuck it. You were probably all at the same party, all shaking hands, and, well, boy, don't even get me started on your history with this individual. This guy continues to ramble on about Kash Patel and how the FBI must be focused on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, and Act Blue. And sure, why can we not relay our FBI resources towards those causes and the Jeffrey Epstein files? Bro, this is not a hard puzzle to figure out. Like, the one thing I just keep asking myself is, when did it become American, right? Like, when did it become a reflection of American principles to protect pedophiles? That is in no way close to American values. And what is free about our president calling people selfish individuals for demanding files that he said that he would get investigated and released to the public? I'm sorry, man, but if you're a chud out there that got the Fell For It Again award, you should really be slapping yourself in the fucking face right now. And I do want to touch on something real quick. I've seen a lot of copers out there claim that Trump is actually blackmailing the deep state with the Jeffrey Epstein files in a 5D chess move. And if you believe that, unsubscribe from me. Don't subscribe to me. Dislike the video. Leave a hateful comment, because I could give a fuck less about what people like this think. You have schizophrenia, and it is a shame to this nation that you are allowed to vote, and people that think like this are the reason that we're in the situation we're in now. Now, after Trump dropped this McDonald's-induced rant, Elon decided to respond to his Truth Social post, and Elon says, seriously? He said Epstein half a dozen times while telling everyone to stop talking about Epstein. Just release the files as promised. And I can't tell you how much I hate wormy cocksuckers like Elon Musk because he also tweeted about Trump priorly and said that Trump was in the Epstein files. And he wants you to believe that he's fighting evil, he's fighting the predators, he's fighting the government, but this is the same guy that was parading around with Trump all this time and, trying to basically help him secure the presidential dub. He's the same corny motherfucker that had his kid at the White House in close proximity to the man. But now all of a sudden, since Trump doesn't want to mandate everyone to have a fucking goofy ass electric car, you think that your opinion matters.
Shut the fuck up, you fucking scumbag.
Buddy, I got news for you. You must have just blew in from Stupid Town or something because everybody can see through the act. You're just as bad as your boyfriend here and the rest of those fucking creeps that were implicated in the Epstein files. You silly fuck. Now, I have seen some good faith believers in Trump publicly display that they're burning their like $40 MAGA hat, so congrats, I guess you finally have learned to think for yourself. But that is a rare minority of the cult because the majority of these individuals suffer from cognitive dissonance and they will never turn their back on their king. And one of these stooges, one of these jesters is a Twitter user that goes by the name of Cat Turd. And this guy is cut from the same genetic cloth of that retard Ian Miles Chong. So on February the 25th of this year, Cat Turd tweeted out, if you know who the rapists are who were involved on Epstein's island, and you hide that info because they're famous actors or influential politicians, you're just as guilty as they are and just as scummy as they are. So that tweet isn't a hot take, okay? You're not a hero because you're calling for the predators and pedophiles to be exposed. That's something that every American wants. But oh boy, you'd be surprised at what 5 months and a few psyops do to an individual because just a few days ago, Cat Turd said, amongst all the drama, good night everyone. My advice is to mute or block all negative black pill accounts. It's amazing how successful the first 6 months of the Trump administration has been. Don't let these sourpuss chronic complainers hijack your happiness. Be positive. We're winning. Have a great Saturday night. So just a few months ago, this guy was saying anybody covering up the Epstein list and protecting these pedophiles were just as bad as them, but now he's caping for his king because one, he's fucking brainwashed, but two, fucking idiots like this never meant a word they said. They never believed anything they said because they had this unrelenting faith in Trump to deliver the goods. And when he doesn't, all they do is cope. And you want to know why these MAGA-tards are always coping? Well, Cat Turd actually exposes it in this line here. He says, we're winning. And with a lot of these individuals, they think that politics is like a sports team, okay? I'm gonna fucking bet on Trump to fucking win the finals against LeBron, and we're fucking epically winning. But Cat Turd, let me tell you something, buddy. Nobody's winning. No American citizen is winning because your average American citizen wants to see those files declassified, whether it's Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Librarians. I don't give a fuck. And it's just so funny. Guys like Cat Turd talk about this winning, but while we were losing as a nation, not getting these documents from Epstein declassified, Trump actually tried to insert himself in Chelsea's victory today because he wanted to be around some real winners, and Cat Turd, you and every other brokey weren't there. So while the nation demands answers, here's Trump posing with a goddamn soccer trophy and the White House is photoshopping his face on Superman. Like, none of these fucking jokes at all could be concerned about these Epstein files. Honestly, they could give a fuck less. And speaking of that beautiful soccer match, a great soccer match, I want you guys to hear this beautiful standing ovation that our president got today at the event. You're a fucking idiot. And you're a fucking idiot. And you're an idiot, but I really just fucking hate your eyes. I kind of want to punch them out your fucking head. And by the way, while I was making this video, I seen this update that Ghislaine Maxwell is willing to expose the Epstein list, so when she mysteriously dies in a few days and there's no footage, don't be surprised. Anyways, here is Yujiro Hanma threatening to rape Elon and Trump. I'm out. Enjoy the new outro. It's heavily inspired by Boomerang. Good memories, better times, better days. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and play my new music.